Who murdered the author? Felix Flume? Was it his daughter? Or was it his housekeeper? Match wits with Rob McCool, as well as Ron McCoy, to see if you can solve this Madcap Mystery. Rob McCool's Madcap Mysteries, an RM production. Starring Ron McCoy as Rob McCool. Tonight's episode, The Case of the Poison Flume.
Yeah, there hasn't been a murder in Liberty for at least a week, Will.
This case should definitely interest a literary type like you, Rob. You have heard of Felix Flume, right?
Oh yes, a prolific novelist, and very reclusive.
Yes. He hasn't appeared in public in many years, though he grants occasional profile interviews. He is very compulsive in his habits.
Yes, I've heard that. He works every day from 8 a.m. until 12 noon and from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., banging out 2 pages per hour on an old manual typewriter.
You mean he didn't use a computer to type his manuscripts?
He was in his mid-70s, and he never changed his methods.
Interesting. And we are getting close to Felix Flume's house.
So it's not this right. Oh, the next right. Yes, Arthur Street.
Exactly, Rob.
Ah, there's Arthur Street.
Felix Flume's house is just around the corner.
Okay, here we go. The home where Felix Flume lived and where he was murdered. Felix Flume's body was being wheeled out of his study as we first walked into the house.
Hi, gentlemen. Thank you for coming.
We saw Felix Flume being wheeled out by the coroner. What have you learned so far about his death?
Felix Flume was sitting at his typewriter. Doc Hoyser found a hypodermic puncture mark on the back of his neck. He weighs it was definitely poison, but we won't know until after the autopsy and toxicology test.
Eric, what was the time of death?
Doc can't tell yet. Some poisons affect the deterioration of the body. It could have been last night or this morning. The housekeeper phoned in at 11 this morning. She, Felix Flume, and Felix Flume's daughter are the only ones to have been in the house recently. The house is kept locked up tight, and the locks show no sign of tampering.
Where are the housekeeper and the daughter now?
Ellie Flume is in the kitchen. The housekeeper went outside to get some fresh air, she said.
Will, let's talk to the daughter first, in the kitchen.
Will do, Rob.
Hello. You must be more detectives or policemen. I am Ellie Flume, Felix's daughter.
Not really. I'm Rob McCool, an amateur detective, and this is Will Pierce. He is a police inspector.
Hello, Miss Flume.
Miss Flume, can you tell us anything about yourself and your father and this whole situation?
I work in New York as a playwright. I have been visiting Daddy for almost 2 weeks. I last saw him at 10 this morning when I looked in on him in his study to say hi and tell him I was going into town. I met an old friend of mine, Ivy Dana, at Corner Cafe. We were there until about noon. When I returned, the police were here.
Thank you, Miss Flume. Was there a specific reason why you came to visit your father at this time?
Well, yes, I came because Daddy had told me that he was becoming concerned by the behavior of his housekeeper, Nora. Nora Brimmer is her name.
Oh?
Yes. He told me that he thought that she was trying to kill him.
That is very interesting, Miss Flume. Thank you for the information. Rob, I think that we now need to talk to Nora Brimmer.
Rob or Will, I need some help carrying some boxes to my car.
Sure, Eric. I will help you. Rob, why don't you track down Nora Brimmer and talk to her? I'll touch base with you after I have helped Eric.
It's a great plan, Will. I'm on my way.
Sir, I have a feeling that you want to talk to me. I am Nora Brimmer. I was Felix Flume's housekeeper.
Yes, Mrs. Brimmer. Nice to meet you. I'm Rob McCool. I'm one of the men investigating the possible murder of your former employer, Felix Flume.
What would you like to know?
You found Mr. Flume after he had died.
Yes, sir. I fixed breakfast and then cleaned up the dishes and dusted the living room. Mr. Flume doesn't eat breakfast, so I don't see him until I bring him tea in the study at 11. When I did today, I found him slumped at his typewriter. I screamed, dropped the tea tray, and phoned 911.
Did you hear Mr. Flume typing earlier?
I never do, sir. He types quietly and keeps the door closed, and my hearing is only so-so.
Did you see Miss Flume, Felix's daughter, leave this morning?
Yes, sir. She left a little after 10 this morning.
One more question, Mrs. Brimmer. How long did you work for Felix Flume?
Oh, my. It will be 20 years on September 14th.
Thank you, Mrs. Brimmer. I appreciate it.
You are welcome, Mr. McCool.
Yes, I believe I am on the right track with my suspicions. I'm definitely suspicious of Felix Flume's daughter. Something strange is going on with her. Hi, Will. Hi, Eric. I was able to find the housekeeper, Nora Brimmer. I spoke with her. Did you learn anything else about Felix Flume's daughter, Ellie Flume?
Yes, Ellie Flume did arrive a couple of weeks ago for a visit.
Also, we learned that Ellie Flume is divorced. We also learned that Felix Flume had been working on a new manuscript since Monday the 28th, so he might have been working in the study both last night and this morning.
And Nora Brimmer confirms she had a late breakfast with Ellie Flume.
This is all extremely interesting.
Yes, it does have a particularly logical twist to it. And if you would like, I can tell you exactly when Felix Flume was murdered and point out who the murderer was. So, who murdered Felix Flume? Be thinking about that, and in the meantime, if you are enjoying this mystery, be sure you click on like, subscribe, and on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload a new video. And now back to Rob McCool's Madcap Mysteries. It's time to return and discuss with Felix Flume's daughter what actually happened.
So, Mr. McCool, what additional information have you uncovered about my father's death?
Miss Flume, I believe that you murdered your father.
What makes you think that I murdered him?
Eric, would you like to fill her in with all of the details?
Absolutely. Miss Flume, your father started work on a new manuscript on Monday, July 28th, and produced 2 pages an hour for 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. If he had been alive at 10 a.m. on the 23rd of August, as you claimed, he would have produced at least 260 pages of manuscript.
He was only up to page 250 in his typewriter. So 5 hours earlier, at 11 p.m., was when you murdered him. That was 5 working hours earlier. Therefore, you lied when you saw him alive the next morning. Therefore, you are the one who murdered your father.
Ellie Flume, you are under arrest for the murder of your father, Felix Flume.
Thank you, Eric. And thank you, Will.
Thank you, Rob. I will accompany Eric as he escorts Miss Flume to the police station.
Very well, Will. It seems I was on the right track. As an aside, Ellie Flume was a struggling playwright and too eager to inherit her father's estate. She visited him in his study on the evening of the 22nd, murdered him, pulled up the window shade to back up her story about seeing him alive the next morning, and disposed of the needle in town. Another mystery solved. Yes, I'm on my way home. This Madcap Mystery is solved, but be sure to join me in the next episode of Rob McCool's Madcap Mysteries. Rob McCool's need for additional lighter fluid leads him headlong into the case of the hardware heist. It is a mystery with a multitude of clues and a surprise twist, and it is the next episode of Rob McCool's Madcap Mysteries.